Well, hello my friends. Today we are in a 1972 Ford Bronco, restored icon style. So let's take it for a little spin and I will tell you more details. Started out as a really nice truck, actually. It was still original paint when we found it and a really exceptional body. In fact, if I could find 30 of them this nice, I'd buy them all today. It's getting really tough to find these old Broncos. The prices just going through the roof and the conditions are going through the ground. So part of the fun, I guess it's my own fault partially because, well, I guess we kind of sort of drove the prices up to a certain extent. I'm not going to apologize for that because everyone is looking for one. There's two guys that already have one, and hey, your truck appreciated, right? What can you do? So this is a 1972. We did kind of a unique color scheme and layout on this one, which I'm really liking. It's a lot more, shall we say, old school looking than the traditional Icon Bronco. We painted it this cool old Ford blue, which around the shop we've been calling Le Mans Bleu. And we did a couple other more retro details. So it has the Ranger trim, which is really cool. You don't see the Ranger trim on too many of them. I like it though. It kind of breaks up the boxiness and your eye just follows the line of the spear somewhat naturally. We also did the old school wheels. These are the new ones, which kind of hard to tell from the old ones. Pretty much the same party except they're forged. They're 18-inch. Forged aluminum, and then we powder coat them a variety of colors, but in this case a very classic white because that picks up the soft top. So we did a hard top and a soft top on this build, and obviously as you can see the soft top is white. Kind of scares me though. I mean, it's like we've been tiptoeing it around the shop not to get it dirty, so I hope in the field it doesn't get super scuzzy, but it was a request from the client, and I think again it really sets off the more vintage vibe on the truck. It looks super cool. As always, we are running the Icon bumpers front and rear. The rear bumper is braced in 3-axis for the spare carrier. So the factory spares on these, wiggy, 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 wiggy. So we got rid of that, and it goes through the bumper direct to the chassis, so it takes all the wobble out of it and certainly all the rattles out of it, which was kind of a clear directive that I established when I did some assometer time in a stock truck in the very beginning of this program to really understand like what the priorities were, like what are the coolest things about the original truck and what are the opportunities that are glaringly obvious that we could improve. So that was on the list. So were the windshield wipers. The stock wipers suck, so we redesigned the wipers so we have delay and 3-speed and wash through a modern Delphi motor, and then modern linkage with Heim joints and more functional arms and blades. The CNC'd arms are totally unnecessary, but they look groovy and they allowed us to fit the better blades as well. Front bumper, also Icon design, and that has the integrated fog lights built into the bumper, as well as the Warren winch. That's the 9.5 winch, and we worked hard to hide that because, especially with the Bronco, it seems the winches become a distraction for the aesthetic of the nose of the truck. And let's face it, the nose of a vehicle is the most important, right? Like, that's the character, that's the face. So we worked hard to design that bumper in a manner that let us hide that XP Warren winch down low. As with all the Broncos, it has the Viking hardware synthetic winch line and the Haas Fair lead, also by Viking. Moving on to the inside, we have the Chilowich textile option. We have the tuck and tumble rear seat. We have the Chilowich door panels with the laser cut steel perimeters and stainless ribbed inserts with Chilowich down low. The handle bucket is aluminum and powder coated in a Minitex finish, so it disappears, but the original plastic ones, they get all chalky and go to crap in a hurry, so got rid of those. We also double stitch and hand wrap the plastic armrest. Sometimes we do the dash, but I worry about the longevity of that, so in this case, as with most of them, we left the dash stock. Steering column is an I did it, so it's basically a GM design architecture, but on new assembly. Steering wheel's the typical Icon wheel with the spun pewter lizard in the horn button, and in this case we leather wrap the wheel as well. We've done that on a couple trucks recently and I'm really liking it. The tactile is nicer. It feels really good in your hand. Let's see, gauges and dash, typical stuff there. So the extruded aluminum double hard coat anodized vents. These are a recent update where they have the push-pull control. And then you have decoded digital for gauges, Icon designed and manufactured gauge cluster housing, and glove box door. For switches, you got lights, wiper, fan, vent, and temp, and then a 12-volt SIGGI style power port, and a little 140-degree LED that helps illuminate that dash at night. We have the new Icon center console, in this case set up with navigation, CarPlay, reverse camera, CD, blah, blah, blah. We have our higher end audio system with the focal speakers, the Alpine amp, and the JL Audio slimline bass built into the back. You know, recently we upgraded that bass and we started fabricating MDF and coated inserts. So inside of that panel, it controls the air volume on the back side of the speaker, and it made a really nice improvement to the sound. It's like a little thing. It adds a lot of cost, well, whatever, like 400 bucks probably, but really nice difference to audio quality. We have the sport pedals. We have the Icon fire extinguisher. We have the carbon fiber heat blankets in the front seats. And the Chillowitch, by the way, one of the reasons I picked the Chillowitch in the first place is that allows those heat blankets to permeate the upholstery super quick. Also in the summer, it keeps you from cooking the back of your legs when you're wearing shorts. You know, if we just did the typical vinyl back there, that sucks. So Chillowitch has been a really nice product for us. You'll notice we also use it on the floor mats, and the floor mats have a solid like ribbed rubber on the back for traction, the Chillowitch on the top, and then it's in between those two is a layer of Dynamat. We also put Dynamat and quilting strips on the floor prior to the polyurea coating, and on the back side of the floor on the transmission tunnel, the whole underside of the vehicle is coated in that heat cured polyurea before reassembly. But then right before we mate the body to the chassis, we go in there and we have this super cool aluminum blanket that has little set-off blocks to keep it away from the sheet metal floor, and then it's coated in a nifty aerospace material, and it makes a huge difference in the temperature in the cabin. In that transmission tunnel area on a stock truck or a lot of the Resto modules, see, just cook your ass right there. So that is a helpful situation. Mechanically, we're running, of course, the Coyote 5.0 from the current production year Mustang GT. So killer motor, been really happy with that. Kind of finicky, so when you're setting it up, we get everything just perfect, and then Ford will do a minor update to something, and then we're in hell as we figure out how to make that happy again. But we're keeping up with it. It's a good little challenge here and there. On this one, we're running the Ford AOD automatic with overdrive, and then that sends power in turn through to the Atlas 2 twin stick part-time shift on the fly transfer case. For suspension, all Icon Broncos, or I'm sorry, Icon BRs, have a radius arm front suspension architecture. A triangulated four-link in the rear. We always run Fox Racing shocks. Fox are killer brand, great people. They were really good partners. We run Eibach coils and Fox shocks. In this case, the client did the sport suspension, so we still run the tunable sway bars, but now we run the nitrogen charged Fox shocks with remote canisters, and those have dual rates of adjustability, which is killer, so you have slow and fast rebound adjustments. So that's been a really nice thing. That's a fairly recent option that we added. The old one was just more boy jewelry with remote cans, but this dual rate adjustability has really been killer. It's added a lot. Brake system on this truck is running the Icon Sport brakes developed by our buddies at Brembo. So you have a 6-piston monstrous front caliper, and you have a 4-piston Cali in the rear. Non-tinted glass. Today I'm shooting the truck with the insulated white soft top, and the soft top's great. You know, really quickly you can roll up the rear or side panels, and then they have little Nike really good quality hardware, like whatever, like backpack hardware. So when you roll them up scrolled, you can clip them and keep them nicely tightly spooled. Or I add a second YKK Marine zipper, which allows you, instead of spooling them, to unzip them and completely take them off the truck and leave them at home. I really like the truck that way because you're totally open. You know, you really get the well, I guess you get it with it scrolled up too, but whatever. I like to leave them home, and then you basically have a tailored shade canopy above you that doesn't rattle and flap in the wind because we use 3M Velcro everywhere. I'm going to take this truck out again, as you see in this B-roll, with the hardtop on. The hardtop also complements that sort of retro vibe that the truck has, and we haven't done that many of them with hard and soft tops, and I guess as long as you have somewhere to store the soft top, and ideally a A-frame garage, and then you can use like a hoist, just manual or with a winch, and then it makes taking the hard top off just a little bit of a hassle, versus if you don't have one, taking the hard top off is a big ordeal. So that's it for today. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch my videos. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us old school at 818-280-3333. The website is icon4x4.com. The Facebook is icon4x4, or simply Jonathan Ward, and the Instagram is icon4x4. Be well, appreciate your time, have a great day.